could stress really be excitement? I know that they're very close with the way that our connectors, all the neuro stuff happens. So hear me out on this. And the reason why I'm going into this is I'm dealing with it with everyone right now. And what I'm realizing is that if we make the switch and go, okay, what if this wasn't, here's the key. What if this was just a game? What if I treated it like a game? Instead of, oh my gosh, payroll is coming in 3 days. Our accounts receivable are way behind, blah, 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 blah. What if we just treated it like a game? So I'll give you an example. How many times for you football fans, hockey fans, baseball fans, whatever fans, have you watched a game where a team is down by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, or they're down by 3 goals in the third period, or they're down by 8 runs in the 7th or 8th inning, right? You're thinking game over. How many times have they come back? And that's the mindset that I want us all to be in. Of course, where did I learn this? Myself. Like, I don't like feeling like this. What do I need to do to turn it around? We all know it starts up here and in here. All right, what am I learning from this? What is the lesson? How do I make it fun? Am I taking it too serious? Right? And remember, no one's going to die here. Right? You're going to figure it out. In fact, I know you already have. And the reason why I know that is because I have. So what if we just turned the stress and went, this is actually excitement. I'm excited about what I'm going to get to learn here. All right, that's number 1. Give that a shot, right? And you can write it down. Like, what if this was a game? Let me treat it like a game. What strategy do I need to change? What substitutes do I need to put in? Treat it like a game. It'll give you, number 1, you'll feel better. It'll give you relief. Your stress will go down, right? So what if stress was really excitement? Just start playing the game, man. It's fun. I got a few calls this week, just a real estate update on real estate teams. There are some wonderful people that I coach, mentor, mastermind with. They are looking for real estate agents in the PA area, in the Jersey Shore area, and down here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. So who do you know? Have them reach out to me. Again, exceptional leadership, exceptional systems, plug in with the winners. All right, yesterday was National Overdose Awareness Day. And number 1, my heart and soul goes out to, I know a lot of parents and brothers and sisters that have lost family members, and it is heartbreaking. And my message to them is, I know you're heartbroken, and I don't know what it's like I know what it's like to lose friends to overdose. I don't know what it's like to lose a child. But I always tell them that addiction is torture. It's torture. And for their loved one to be at peace, I know you miss them, but I hope it brings you peace knowing that they don't have to struggle anymore. I could talk about this for 5 hours, being a recovering addict. That is, it's horrible. It's just horrible. And be real aware of what you're being prescribed, especially if you have addiction in your family. And it blows me away how oxycodone is still being prescribed. It just blows me away. And a quick story, and this is why I want you to be careful. A couple years ago, I had a real bad back episode. My disc blew up. I couldn't walk. I had to call 911 and an ambulance to Shore Memorial. And I always tell them, hey, I'm in recovery. This is what I've taken, and this is what I know I'm okay with. Please do not prescribe me oxycodone. Please don't do that. Literally, those are my words. And they prescribed it for me. And it was the generic version. So I would have taken, because I don't pay attention to that stuff. Luckily, Maria was there, and she said, you're not doing this. And I said, thank you. So overdose, man, it's an epidemic right now. And we need to get better. We need to come together. I know the wealthiest people and the smartest people and people with PhDs that are addicts. I know homeless people that are addicts. It doesn't discriminate. So let's just cut that shit with like, hey, you need more self-control, more willpower. That has nothing to do with it. So that's that. Some great success stories this week. And a man that I mentored, great guy, was struggling with his days. And at the end of the day, just like beating himself up. And we all can do that. And what I realized is drivers, sometimes we can set ourselves up for failure every day, right? You're that person that ran a 4-minute mile and you're like, hey, if I would have just not eaten that candy bar 3 months ago, I would have gotten a 3:57 mile. So what I said was, hey, why don't we do this, man? Let's look at what a successful day for you looks like. And he happens to be in recovery and the early part of recovery. So I said, why don't we just make some check marks for a successful day for you? Number one, you don't take a drink or a drug. Number two, you talk to 2 or 3 other alkies or addicts. Number 3, you move the needle on your business just a little bit forward. And number 4, you do something unexpected, really nice for your wife. You do those 4 things, that's a successful day. And I know it really helped him because he had a checklist that it's not attainable. There's maybe one day you could do all of the checklist, but it wasn't attainable. Make your story for success on a daily basis manageable. Too many of us are ending the day feeling like a failure, and we got to stop that. Doesn't mean that you can't shoot for the stars. It doesn't mean that you can't win the award. It doesn't mean that you can't make $100,000 or plus a month. Not that. It is, how do we set ourselves up for success every single day, where we go to bed feeling fulfilled? Right? Success, just we tie a lot of it. I work with a lot of men. We tie our self-worth to our net worth. There's been some other success stories this week that are just mind-blowing, but simple. From weight loss to health to tripling business in the real estate world. It's been a phenomenal week for success stories. And sometimes those success stories, and I'm going to hop in here and give a shameless pitch for coaching and mentoring. And I have a menu of everything from 4 times a year to 2 times a day. And it goes from $497 for the whole year to $10,000 for the month. So if you want to inquire, definitely reach out to me. I want it to work for you. But this is what I know, is that I've had different sessions over the years where it comes down to something simple like a deficiency in someone's diet. And a lot of times that deficiency is not being hydrated enough. They're dehydrated. And if you're dehydrated, you can't think clearly. You definitely won't sleep well. And I remember years ago, I did a session with someone and they came back a week later with tears in their eyes, literally tears, saying, I haven't had a solid night's sleep in over 25 years. And thanks to you, meaning me, I've had 6 solid nights of sleep in a row. And it's like, hey, I just do a lot of research. I talk to a lot of people. Like, that's what I do. They're the ones that made the decision. So real quick, happy Friday. I hope you had an amazing week. But just going back over everything we just talked about, could your stress be turned into excitement? How do you do that? Treat it like a game. It's just a game. As my son Johnny would say, it's just a game. Why do you get so mad? It's just a game. Stories for success. Set yourself up every day for success. That if this happens, that happens, and this happens, and maybe this doesn't happen, it's a successful day. Wouldn't that be nice? Talked about real estate teams. If you're looking to join a team, which if for a lot of people, it's the right thing to do if you get connected to the right team. I've got some great teams in the Jersey, PA area, along the Gulf Coast of Florida, and really anywhere in the United States, but those are my expertise areas. We talked about coaching, anywhere from $497 for the whole year to $10,000 a month if you want a total immersion. Membership to the Inspired Tribe. We talked about hydration. What else did we talk about? Overdose awareness. I am going to go get a workout in. I switched my schedule around here so that I can make sure that I get everything done and then I go work out. I heard this from someone, speaking of learning, that if you work out at the same time all the time, your body gets used to it. So it's really important to switch that up. And that's what I am doing. So go have an amazing weekend. Turn that stress into excitement and a challenge. Have fun doing it. And I will talk to you next week. I love y'all. There is absolutely nothing you can do about it. I will see you real soon. If you need anything, reach out. Best way to get a hold of me is email ed@edfordyce.com. ed@edfordyce.com. Have an amazing weekend. You deserve it. See ya.